Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone watching at home. Welcome back to the 4-digit World Cup round of 32. We're here for a high seed versus low seed matchup. Seed 3 Canada versus seed number 30 Portugal. I'm Dio. I'm joined by Chiv, Kevin. Good morning.
Hey guys, welcome back to the tradition. I'm here to cast every Canadian match no matter what. So excited to see how this goes. We're in for a good one. I think that although it is a high seed low seed matchup, kind of interesting to see how this Portugal team will fare up on lower side. So I'm really excited to see if they can pull off a couple break points and maybe even steal the match. But we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, most of these high seed versus low seed matchups, you're just going to expect the 5-0 most of the time. So be rooting for Portugal to take a point or two. Hopefully make the match close, but definitely expecting Canada to do extremely well in this match in comparison. So I think the expectations for Portugal are to lose going into this match, just speaking realistically. But hopefully we'll be able to see them pop off on a couple maps and get some points on the board.
For sure. I'm hearing news that there is a second match being streamed as well. So if this one turns into a 5-0 and the other one is like 3-3 or something, I don't mind sticking out to seeing the end of that match as well, if it's possible.
Yep. That match is Sweden versus Norway.
It probably is a little closer, so
yeah.
We can definitely switch over midway after this match finishes. Alright, we'll see how this goes, but you guys already know, Canada versus Portugal. We'll be seeing some interesting highlight players on both sides. Canada obviously having the star OWC players Yip and Cup Paper, as well as the newcomers Zucchini and Birchman. I think people have been not too surprised about Birchman being our 4WC, really strong 5WC player, probably the best 5WC player coming in for Canada 4-digit easily. And Zucchini actually going to be the highlight of like this unknown talent that Canada has suddenly received. Alongside, of course, old 4-digit players like Jamara, Tan, Karate, and it's actually so crazy to say that these guys are old players now. Like,
yeah, right.
Oh my god. And okay, well, Nano was actually old. That's a different story. He's actually been in the game for a while committed. He probably has been playing the game for more than double the time as everyone else on that team in terms of tournament wise.
Yeah. Yeah, that guy's been around the block.
Yeah.
More than a couple times. As for Portugal, we were talking about them before the match. I think the most well-known players on their team, pretty obviously Just Too Good, WhatsApp, and White Car. But you were shouting out Rafamat and Alfred the Salmon before match started, as well as potentially players to watch out for in this match. Can maybe pop off on a couple maps here and there.
Yeah, for sure. I think that saw a decent showing from both of them in the qualifiers, so I think I'm pretty excited to see how these guys do. And Canada already going to be banning No Mod 1. No surprise, going to be banning the aim map against Portugal, who I think scored highest on all the aim maps during qualifiers from their side. And Portugal's going to ban Hidden 1.
Yeah, I mean, I think you ban Hidden versus Canada, especially this Canadian roster. There's a lot of very, very good Hidden players. Yip, Cup Paper, Birchman. Jimmy is also a Hidden player. So there's a lot of really good hidden players on this team, and especially hidden alt flow aim control can be really difficult when you just add hidden. It can make a map that's otherwise very accessible very difficult to deal with for a lot of players. But here, first pick for Canada is going to be DT3, so some of that DT burst speed, which they do also have a good mechanics team. There's obviously you don't get seed 3 without having a well-rounded roster. So this is going to be a roster without too many weaknesses to exploit for any team going against them.
Yeah, for sure. I think Canada's going to be having the start speed players in Jamara and Birchman this year, and they're going to be having the throw speed players in Zucchini and Tan. Pretty solid roster all around on that side. On the flip side, Portugal going to be running, it seems to be WhatsApp, Rafamat, Tamamo, Lover, and White Car. No Just Too Good, since I think speed is his weakest skill set. But rest of these guys are going to be failing pretty well mechanics. I know WhatsApp is actually very fast for this rank range, so he's going to be having a very easy time on this. I think that guy instantly ranked up after 4WC, back to 800. And not going to be surprised to see him do anything less than the FC. I think he's going to just eat this one up. Birchman gonna have a mutual.
Birchman, can I have mutual? This guy. Yep, gonna be starting up soon. As you said, Jimmy, Sugini, Tan, Birchman as the speed roster for Canada. What's Up, White Card, Rafamat, and Mama Lover for Portugal. Anything interesting or like kind of sight read check about this map that players should know about or that viewers should know about?
No. It's a core stage DT3 from like 2021 or 2020. That's all you need to know. It's 261 bursts, a little bit on the AR10. It's when you think of a DT3 at 6.6 stars, this is one of the first that comes to your mind. If it's not Parody So Inferno, that's all I'm gonna say. But it's good, I think, for the pool to have those. You don't want every map to be, I need to learn this new map over and over again. Sometimes it's okay to have some more comfortable picks, and this is exactly why we picked it.
Early start here, early slider break for Zucchini. A little rough on the accuracy as well, down at 93 or so. However, Tamamo Lover also down at 90%, so a little bit of trouble there on either side with the accuracy. And Rafamat now, I guess some tech issues or something, did find quite a lot of misses, and it seemed like the cursor went off screen there for a second. Tan also dropping, so a good start for neither team. You have Birchman, Jimmy, WhatsApp, and White Car all foil comboing. Slightly better combo overall for Canada with the earlier miss from Zucchini. There go WhatsApp and Rafamat and Birchman as well. So just White Car and Tamamo Lover with the FCs for Portugal now. Only Jimmy with the FC for Canada. But the accuracy on some of those higher combo plays for Canada helping them out here compared to relatively low accuracy on 3 of 4 members for Portugal. 99 and 98 on Jimmy and Tan for Canada. Zucchini on 96, but still ahead in accuracy compared to 2 out of 4 members from Portugal there.
For sure. It's like the first couple of breaks, still going to be a 170k score. There goes Zucchini though. So it's just going to be Jimmy with the big combo on Canada versus White Car and Tamamo Lover. So there goes Rafamat as well. It's not going to shift over just yet, but there goes Tamamo Lover. So it's just White Car versus Jimmy. And Tan with the supporting combo and Birchman along to match. WhatsApp is going to is going to be more than enough, as Jamara is going to be single-handedly on Canada team securing the FC here.
Yeah, 99 accuracy for Jimmy, looking very comfortable. 98 ac for White Car, also looking very good for Portugal. But it's the team difference. Tan at 700k, Birchman at 600k. Zucchini down at 500k is still matching Tamamo Lover. And WhatsApp at just above 600k, not super close to Birchman, who is above that 700k mark. So it's just the team consistency, right? You've got the worst score for Canada coming out of Zucchini, still pretty similar to some of the better scores on the side of Portugal. 624k, still better than either Tamamo Lover or Rafamat's scores. So team-wide comfort for Canada on the DT3. That is what you want to see on the first pick for the higher seeded team. Only 1 FC on each side, despite this being round of 32.
Yeah, absolutely. Congratulations to Jimmy for the FC. Obviously, Jamal probably one of the strongest lower SR players on Canada. He's kind of the biggest fill player with a very strong student speed now. So no surprise to see him FC the early stage DT3. But congratulations for the first Canada point. And back on the Portugal's pick, who still have a lot of options. Have the hardback one for some consistency. Have the Fremont one for some old style aim. Have, or Nomad 2 actually, the stream map, which also does make a lot of sense.
Yeah, I think as lower seeded team, regardless of what skills your team is strongest on, a lot of the best picks in a pool are going to be these kind of basic mechanics picks. And obviously Portugal also with some good stream players as well. So just going for stuff like the Nomad 2, maybe some of the other aim consistency picks outside of this stream pick in the Nomad pool can also be a good shout for them.
We'll be seeing most likely a similar roster in Canada. I don't think Nano is here to play Nomad 2. I think he's just going to be lobby sitting for what I believe to be the same roster that was playing Nomad 2, DTT earlier, Jamara, Birchman, Tan, and Zucchini. But we're going to be seeing a little bit of a swap up on Portugal. It's going to be Pinto coming in. And we'll see how he fares on this map. Pinto over White Car, I believe.
Yep. Yeah, White Car was in on the last one. Still no Just Too Good as well, with 2 tapping picks back-to-back here for Portugal. So Just Too Good not coming in quite yet, although we do see Tamama Lover swap out for, nope, Alfred the Salmon actually coming in here for Portugal on this pick.
Yeah.
So just doing a little lobby sitting and then making sure the rest of the team is good to go. We actually do still see Nanamo in the lobby here for Canada, so maybe staying in for this Nomad 2 on Canada's
looks like
side.
they're saying good luck. So Rylan is actually here to play Nomad 2, which he has in the past. It's not really his strongest thing by any means. Obviously, Hard Rock and aim control is easily Rylan's best skill set, and reading, or DT reading at least. But I think he's been able to stream early stage picks in the past, so see him come in does make a little bit of sense. Kind of surprising though, because Zucchini did top score Nomad 2 in qualifiers, but he might be feeling a little shaky after that first map in 4WC, especially as a rookie. Might want to sit out for a little bit.
Yeah, and if you've ever tried to play a Nomad 2 with some flow aim like this one and had shaky aim before, you'll know that you just tend to do way worse because of a little mechanic called note lock, and you will just start chain missing your ass off as soon as you find one miss if you have those shakes on a Nomad 2 like this. A couple of early misses though. Rylan and WhatsApp on the side of Portugal trading misses there right before the Buzz Slider at the end of that first stream section. A little bit of easier section here before we get into more of those longer streams and higher flow aim requirement.
Yeah, all eyes on some of these players here. Portugal looking very good with the 3-way FC as well, and decently high act on Alfred the Salmon as well. But he's going up against some pretty well-known Nomad 2 players in Canada scene. Jamara, Tan, Bushman. So we'll see how they fare on the second half of this map, where the map really starts to kick off.
All right, here's that first big section. Accuracy advantage in the favor of Canada just by a little bit. A couple of act drops here and there. There's the combo drop for Jamara. And now combo lead in the favor of Portugal. Alpha the Salmon and Nanamo trade it out. So that's 2 full combos to 2 at the moment, but big supporting combo for WhatsApp on the side of Portugal. As long as they're able to hold this, they're going to be able to put on the board. But there's still quite a lot of map left. This last quarter is the hardest part of the map. Another break for Nanamo comes through. Pinto and Rafamat dropped both the FCs for Portugal, and suddenly disaster for Portugal. But Tan does trade one of those misses. It's just Birchman with only a full combo for Canada versus this big supporting combo for WhatsApp. Jamara and Alfred the Salmon on equal combo as well, so there's not much of a combo lead here for Canada to work with at the end of the map. WhatsApp will miss on the very last stream, but it's not going to give enough score over with those score drops at the end of the map from Portugal. They will win the pick by 40k and put a point on the board versus seed number 3.
Yeah, and honestly, that was just not the violent performance you're looking for. Portugal's going to find the first point, but Rylan getting that 400k was just definitely not enough and not what the team was looking for. Back on the Canada's pick though, and it's going to be probably another speed pick. Could be free mod 3. If they want to put in some other players, there could be no mod 5 easily, which I think they have a very strong fielding roster for that. Could be a hidden 2. Could be a hard rock 2, but they have a lot of options here.
Yeah, I honestly like going for some of the more gimmicky picks for Canada here, just because it feels like, you know, high seed versus low seed matchup, you can kind of abuse just the fact that a lot of your players are either more experienced tournament players or, you know, solid on those more gimmicky skill sets, but they're going to go with the DT aim instead.
Yep, going to be Dynasties and Dystopia by none other than beloved mapper James Jan 3. 10.3, kind of awkward aim with a little bit of slider control, and we're going to be seeing the other side of Canadian players really shine here. Going to be Yip, going to be Karate, probably going to be seeing some sort of Zucchini, or could also be a Birchman, so we'll see who really feels comfortable on this. On the flip side, I think we'll be seeing Just a good finally make an appearance in this map, because he does have the aim for it. Just really depends if he's comfortable with the DT mod. Some aim players, you know, don't really feel that comfortable with it. So we'll see if he makes an appearance.
Yeah, maps like this that are kind of lower BPM. I mean, this is only 232 BPM when you double BPM on this. So maps like this that are kind of lower BPM DT aim can be tougher to read than you might expect. Just because it's not quite as combo dense. So I feel like a big part of this map is going to be who's really comfortable with the 10.3 rather than just the aim. There's only 6.4 stars on the aim mechanics, so there's not a lot of just pure difficulty from the aim in this map as compared to stuff like the Nomad 1 or like the Fremod 1, where I think the raw mechanics on those are actually a little bit harder than on this map. So see who's really comfortable with that DT high AR reading and high AR aim. Jimmy, Dark Karate, Yip, Zucchini for Canada. What's up, White Car, MTG, and Tamalo Lover for Portugal. First time we've seen MTG in the match so far.
Yeah, probably the lowest ranked player in this match besides Birchman. I think he's like 8K or 9K. So interesting to see that. But we'll see how these players do. No adjusted good, so probably not feeling that comfortable on the DT mod. Really excited to see how some of these players fare on this. Feel like a lot of potential on either side, but already a couple breaks coming up from Yep, MTG, and UTAP. And Nigga Zucchini as well. And Karate.
Yeah, so many misses early on. It's Jimmy and Yip to hold on to the FCs for Canada, White Car, and Tamamo Lover for Portugal. A couple of early misses for WhatsApp and MTG, but Tamamo Lover drops the FC for Portugal. It's 1v2 now for White Car versus Jimmy and Yip. But better supporting combo for Portugal, no longer going to matter all that much as White Car and Yip trade out the FCs, and it's just Jimmy with the FC. And never mind, he misses right at the end of the first third. It's Dark Karate and Zucchini, though, with that supporting combo still holding on a little bit for Canada. MTG did have better combo than either of them, but did just drop it there on the side of break. It's WhatsApp alone with the only combo above 150 for Portugal now, as White Car finds another break, and Dark Karate and Zucchini going to be enough to hold that back and keep the score lead on the side of Canada for this DT1.
Absolutely. Looks like Canada is going to be stabilizing with these combos from Karate and Zucchini. Really strong secondary performance. There goes Karate and Jimmy as well, though. So it's just Zucchini to really bring the fort down here. But there's just no combos on the side of Portugal besides Tamamo Lover, who's being matched by Yep.
Yeah, this combo for Zucchini is doing a lot of work for Canada now as well. 650k alone is a really solid score for Zucchini on Canada's side. Looking to be, 800 and 900k by the end of this map if he keeps up this pace. 99 accuracy as well on this play. Looking very, very good for Canada. And yeah, that is going to be 900k for Zucchini at the end of the map. 99% accuracy for first choke on the DT1.
Yeah,
very, very
and
good.
That looked like a really dominant performance. Lowest score in Canada going to be beating the highest score in Portugal there, with just 620k from Jamara. So very, very good pick. And match is going to be back onto Portugal's pick, who off of a Nomad 2 win, could be looking to pick something more simplistic, I feel. 3-1-1 is definitely still an option. Hard Luck 1 is also a very good option, I feel, here. Kind of stick to the more consistency types of things, because it seems like Canada's kind of picking the more gimmicky stuff and getting away with it. So we'll see.
Fremont 1? Any takers?
I'm looking at Fremont 1 or Hard Rock 1 if I'm here. Like,
yeah,
for sure.
Fremont 1, Hard Rock 1. I'm picking one of those. Like, this is the everlasting low seed versus high seed strategy. Just pick aim consistency.
Exactly. Canada banned Nomad 1 and you guys won Nomad 2. Like, looks pretty good for either of them. I don't really know what else you would pick. I don't think you top in the speed, obviously. I don't think you top in the DT2.
You just lost DT1, DT3 right in a row, so yeah, obviously not. And I feel like you really don't want to pick the gimmicky stuff, because as good as Canada is on the mechanics, they're also a very strong gimmick team. Players like Yip, Cut Paper, Birchman, all really, really strong gimmick players and reading players. And then, I mean, there's any number of people who can fill in for the last slot on that. Jimmy, Tan, Dark Karate can all fill in. If it's higher approach rate, Nanamo can fill in.
And there it is.
Yep, there we go.
Jump pudding. Gonna be your token Val map, token 5-digit beat map ID pick.
El Clásico.
Oh, absolutely. OCL map, you already know. anyways, we're gonna be seeing some. I would say Karate is almost certainly gonna take hidden hard rock here. Could be a Karate hidden hard rock. Could be a Yip no mod. Could be a Zucchini hidden. On the flip side for Portugal, I think Just Too Good might be taking the hard rock for sure. Not too sure if it's hidden hard rock or hard rock, but I think it's at least one. I think Utsap is also probably going to be taking at least a hard rock here, and maybe Tamamo Lover taking a hidden. Not too sure who takes the final mod between Alfred the Salmon and Tamamo Lover, so we'll see. And it's going to be Cut Paper coming in for Canada. That's an easy hidden. And it's probably going to be a Yip no mod then. So we'll see how many mods we actually guessed correctly.
Yeah, see how many we got correct on this one. I'm gonna be honest, I don't know how to get some mods for Portugal's team, so
yeah. I just assumed that Justica was gonna take the skill cap mod, and I think Utsap was also gonna take a skill cap mod. So can you play FO in the tournament? I don't think so. I also don't know if we plan on pulling any maps that are reasonably flash huntable.
Anyway. Yeah.
Yeah, this is not the flash hunt map.
Maybe if there's something, entirely grid snap.
Maybe if you're
Kalumlu, but like, yeah.
You know, the one Finnish guy. That guy can probably do it. But it is going to be just a good hidden only actually, and a Utsap double hidden hard rock. And that was more or less the right result. Zucchini hidden, Cut Paper hidden, Karate on the hidden hard rock. And actually Alfred this time going to be taking a hard rock, so just Tamamo level on the no mod AR9 against the Yip. Strange program, save less.
Doable. For this map, though, I mean, you're expecting actually early miss from Alfred the Salmon. Yeah. This map can be pretty difficult with the hard rock on. I mean, this is already 6.5 stars just base. So with the hard rock, I think it goes close to 7 stars, not quite. But the aim on this can be really tricky with some of that hard rock. Relatively awkward jumps with the kind of older style of jumps here. A couple of breaks from Alpha the Salmon, and Zucchini matching one of those on the hidden only. Everybody else still full comboing at the moment. Stream section needs to come through here. Anybody missing here?
It was just a good though. So it's 2 FCs to 3. But Utsap actually managing to match Karate on the hidden hard rock. Really impressive. And looks like Canada's not going to find any breaks in the stream section. One final stream coming up right here. Will anybody find a break on the longest one? Eric going to be holding on. No problem. And it's only 200k score. There goes Cut Paper though on the hidden only. A little bit of curse dance. Not going to be happy with that. But there goes Tamamo Lava as well. It's just Utsap against Karate and Yip. And there he goes.
Oh, yeah. And there it is.
And this is what you expect from Karate. Okay, never mind. Or not. Maybe you don't expect Yip to FC on hidden hard rock. Maybe you don't. Maybe you don't.
Oh, good try.
Maybe we expect Yip to just FC on Nomad because that's what he's here to do. 99.9. Final jumps coming out. Captain of Canada showing how it's done. He's got some of the highest skill cap in this tournament, but he's also got some of the highest consistency. Roki at the final jumps. Oh, it's light work.
Light work.
Let's go, Jeremy. Really good score by him.
100 FC for Jeremy.
That is a very good score.
Nicely done.
And going to be seeing very good scores overall. Unfortunately, just to going to find that one side break. 600k really got hidden. And just so many unlucky breaks on Portugal. One miss on Utsap, one miss on Alfred the Salmon. Could have been anyone's game, honestly. Double one miss on the Canadian side as well. But very good score, very clean score. It's kind of what you want to see.
Yeah, that was a closer map than it might have looked with the 400k score difference, just because it was so many, one side break, one miss for Portugal there. So a bit unlucky on the free mod one. I don't think that was a bad pick at all. That's just, the symptom of being seed 30, right? Is you get a hard matchup in the first round of the tournament. Your opponent is expected to win, 95% of the time in this sort of a matchup. So, unfortunate for Portugal with the seeding, but I think still a good pick for them. Like that was still relatively
a good pick.
Close.
I think that was the right play. It was just a little bit of unlucky. I think it's just a good FC, then maybe a little bit more score came in from the other player. That would have been their point. So it's just a little unlucky. But still have more time for other picks, and Canada going to be having multiple options here. DT2 could just take the 3 DT points. Could also be taking a normal 5 or hidden 2, which I think is still very in heavy favor of them. We qualify just to get right over. GG go next. I mean, that's just how it is with round 32. The real reason why we qualify is, the round of 16 match is going to be really where, you see some of these other teams really have to start popping up. Because
bracket round 1 going to be fun. That's gonna be fun.
That's some of where the best matches happen in the tournament. Like, people kind of underestimate when it's like fighting for like elimination already on an easier pool. Everyone just starts FCing.
Yeah.
So it's good. And Hard Rock too. We talked about how, you know, one of the more gimmicky picks can be taken. And perhaps what I've seen, the hardest pick of the pool, Hestia going to be locked in.
Yeah, I think
US. Sorry.
Yeah, just about the, like, you know, random losers bracket matches. Anytime you talk to Miles about like availability for big tournaments and all the matches, he always says, yeah, I make myself available for every losers bracket match, because you never know when the next losers bracket match you cast is going to be the next, you know, Ikoro versus White Cat, where you get Ikoro upsetting White Cat in losers bracket and knocking him out of the tournament, right? It's the same thing in losers bracket for honestly any tournament. When you're at risk of elimination, especially in a tournament where players are really motivated, like 4-digit World Cup, right? One of the biggest rank restricted tournaments for this rank range in 4-digit. You get a lot of motivation. You get people really, really not wanting to go out 0-2. So I always look forward to the earlier losers bracket rounds, losers bracket 1, 2, 3, because I feel like those are some of the best matches in the tournament. Especially more so than winners bracket, like later into the tournament, you know, winners semifinals, winners finals. Yeah, those are really fun to watch, but I love the losers bracket matches early on.
For sure. Somebody just asked, is the match going to be streamed? I don't think so for USA versus Panama. I don't have any it's not on the graphic, so I would assume it's not being streamed. And also, I mean, they're playing at a completely random time. Like, isn't it like
2 UTC Monday? Yep.
Yeah, like, I don't know if there's any American streamers in 4WC, so we'll see. I don't think there are. I think most of them are probably European, so I guess I don't think Keys is the streamer here. I'm American. Okay, Rob is here. I forgot. Well,
yeah, Rob is here.
If Rob wants to stream it, I might be able to cast him, but we'll see. It is like kind of an awkward time. Yeah, so, we'll but I don't want there to be a stream without no commentator. All right, we'll see how these guys do. Yep, Karate, Nanaro, and Tan. Very strong Hard Rock roster. You know, you have Yep, Karate, Nanaro, your 3 prime Hard Rock players, and Tan actually a very good Hard Rock player, but probably the fail I would consider out of these 4 players. On the flip side, just too good. Udzap, MTG, and Tamamo Lover. Honestly, Tamamo Lover actually having a very good performance. He's been in for every single map, so very props to him.
Yeah.
But we'll see how he fears on Hestia. Which is
we were talking about this at the start of the, like, before the match started. You were saying this was one of the lowest scoring maps of the weekend so far. And yeah, I think on paper, you know, it may look easy on the sheet, but Tech, Hard Rock, Precision are 3 things that each have their own niche of player, and when you put it all together, it makes a really inaccessible map. So even if the mechanical difficulty is relatively low, as you already see, half the field missing here, FC's only intact on Yip, Nanabo. That's it, actually. Just Too Good is on a reverse choke. Everyone has missed in this lobby already. It just makes the pick so much more difficult when you combine all of those skill sets into one pick. And as you see here, Yip, the captain for Canada, one of the players, again, with the highest skill cap in the tournament. Nanabo, the Hard Rock Precision specialist, is now actually the only player FCing in the entire lobby, as everyone else is dropping misses.
This one gets harder, by the way. Like, the second half of this map, I will get to is noticeably harder with how much flow control there is. Because the first half is like kind of like these slider control parts, but as you see, we get into the second section. That's when the map really starts to kick off with these more RNG streams. Like, yeah, these are just really hard.
Yeah, and unfortunately, a couple of players on Portugal really not having a good time. Tan also in that realm of not having a good time. Finally, a miss from Nanamo drops, but there's just no combo to take advantage of it on the side of Portugal. They had a couple of combos going there, but they all drop in tandem, and Just Too Good now the only combo left, just matching Yip. So just too good indeed, but unfortunately not good enough for the carry performance on this Hard Rock 2. And Canada with another successful pick, 500,000 score up off the back of a 600k from Nanabo, and now also a 600k from Yip. Putting it on here in the second half of the map.
Yeah, double 500k on Portugal as well, but they just didn't have the supporting players for it. You know, Karate and Tan going to be getting much higher scores, but still a pretty good performance on both sides. Honestly, map looked really hard actually now that I look at it on a spec of the screen. If Karate's dropping 470k, maybe it's a little hard. Because that guy is really good at precision and tech, but still a one-sided make from Yep, no surprise here. This is This guy has been through so many skill sets. He started off as like an aim player, then went to alt, then went to tech, then he went to reading, and went to hard rock at one point as well. So he's like anything not speed, he can play. And even his speed is slowly improving. But oh hey Stage. Very impressive scores from him, and we're gonna be seeing Canada on match point. And Portugal, I feel like, has only really, I would only say one pick here. I feel like it has to be Hard Rock 1.
I feel like you just go the Hard Rock 1. Like, yeah, maybe you can go.
No,
Mod 5's not even speed, no? Like,
it's not.
yeah.
Like I guess you can go free mod speed, but I feel like after Canada's won both DT picks, it's a little scary. So Hard Rock 1 looks good. I guess free mod 2 looks okay, but I feel like the guy who takes Hard Rock is gonna have to match one of Rylan or Yip, and is just going to get very like that map is a lot harder on Hard Rock compared to Hestia. So you even need an even stronger precision player to really match one of the precision Hard Rock demons on Canada. Whether it be Karate, Rylan, or Yip.
Yeah, I mean, the free mod 1 was relatively close. Yeah, it was like 400k score difference, but again, it was like, you know, one slider break, one miss for Portugal. Could have gone either way. So I feel like the Hard Rock 1 is probably the best pick remaining. Their only points is on the Nomad 2, another relatively straightforward pick. And some of the biggest discomfort we've seen for Portugal has been on this Hard Rock 2 and the DT1, which are the more gimmicky maps that have been picked by Canada so far. Nomad 5, definitely not what I was expecting.
I don't know, there's a pick.
About the map. Yeah.
So it's a Nightcore rhythm reading map. AR8 with a little bit of subdivision timing. So there's multiple like rhythm switch ups and stuff. 1/3, 1/6, you know what I mean? So BPM changes. If anything, this might be a little terrifying because you're picking this into players like Cut Paper and Yip, who kind of probably destroy this map. I'm not gonna be not gonna lie, but if anything, Portugal might have some players up their own sleeve who can really beat them. So I'm excited to see this. But gonna be seeing Yip and Zucchini. Gonna probably be seeing Cut Paper easily. Maybe probably seeing like a. I don't really know who the last player is. Honestly, realistically, anyone between Birchman, Jamara, or Karate could probably fill. I just don't think it's going to be Nanowell because he
AR8 not his thing. So
not really. He can play it, but only after a severe amount of practice. Like he's like a type of guy that like.
This is also relatively inaccessible as far as low AR reading picks go.
Yeah,
right? Like, you're not playing this if you're not already relatively strong at low AR reading. You know, usually early on you expect low AR reading picks to be like you know, Kigurumi or Maze of Vapor type maps, not a rhythm map. You know, I don't expect AR8 Sputnik in round of 32 most of the time. So players who are strong on AR8 reading generally going to be very heavily rewarded with something like this, because that added finger control and complexity to the map makes it so much more difficult to be good at this. If, you know, AR8 reading is something you just kind of do on the side as a tournament player rather than something you're truly strong on.
Yeah, could be a 10 actually now that I think about it. He's also pretty good at no-mod reading. No-mod reading is kind of a... I feel like it's a very underrated skill set that tournaments don't really test. Usually you kind of have to get lucky with it in slot pooling when Nomad 6 can be like, okay, so it is actually going to be Nanowell, who... I know he really likes this map. He said he couldn't play it to me. Apparently he can. We're about to find out what he gets.
We're about to find out. We're about to find out if he can play it or not.
Again, he is a player that can play reading. He just has to practice it for like an hour or two.
Yeah.
Like, he's not a side-rate ARA type of guy. That's why I thought Tan would be a better fit, because he's historically been a very strong fill player for Canada. Same with Jamara, and even same with Bushman. Like, all three of these guys are very good at ARA Nomad, but I'm not going to be leaving around out of the equation. I think he's also really good. And Karate could have done it, so... We'll see how these players do. I'm sitting pretty on my bench right now, so it's not going to be Bushman. And Jamara's eating a burger. That's great to hear.
Nice.
Excited to
Great
see
stuff.
how Nano does on this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, early on, no major drops so far. ACK lead negligible for either team. Couple ACK drops here and there on both sides. So nobody really doing super well or poorly yet. And White Car going to be trading misses right in the first quarter of the map or so. Everybody else still on the FCs for now. Slightly better accuracy for Canada, everybody above 98%. A couple of people below that mark for Portugal, and another miss for WhatsApp now, not traded by Canada. So combo lead on one FC going the way of Canada at this point, and the accuracy continuing to drop there. Oh, and a three-way miss. Zucchini, WhatsApp, and Rafama, and White Car. Four misses there. White Car on the slow section is...
That is so sad. Yeah, but really interesting. Okay, so Franklin and Yip going to be doing very well on this right now, and it's just too good, really trying his best to match either of these guys. But that's what you expect, right? When you pick Nomad Gimmick into Yip and Cut Paper, you are predicting them to be FC at least half the way. That's what these guys are so good at. Well, I mean, Franklin's also good at hitting Gimmick, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
This is, unironically, Yip's probably best skill set is just this Nomad Gimmick, which he's been renowned for so long in the Canadian scene. And even if you look past Yip and Cut Paper, Nano is actually doing very good. And there goes Just Too Good, who's going to be finding a miss. That's going to be it for Canada versus Portugal.
Yeah, Rylan on the reverse choke right now. Still going strong, actually. Just missed at the very start. I think matched White Car right at the start of the map for first miss on either team, but has now put up a really, really solid combo and has a very good score here going into the end of the map. Zucchini as well with a good recovery. Rylan will finally drop again, but not before getting around 600k on this map. Zucchini as well at about 500k. Still a higher score than even the best score on Portugal.
That was not a spam bot. That was like that's just Brandon. For him. That's 10. It's okay. I would have banned him too. Anyways, congratulations to Canada. Double FC from Yip and Franklin. Like, what do you even expect? Very good performance still from Portugal. I think that 1 point is going to be really happy. Getting 1 point on the 3rd seed is crazy when you're like 29 seed. So I wouldn't even be sad. Like, I would be really happy. But we're going to be seeing Canada face off next week against one strong team from what I remember. Because there's a lot of de-seeding teams in this tournament. And it's none other than China, Mr. David Q2 and friends. And Canada on the flip side, Portugal on the flip side, is going to be playing against what seems to be Ukraine, which is a terrifying lower side matchup. We'll be seeing how Just Too Good, Utzap, and White Car face against Poma, Magneta, and Kirby Twister.
Yeah, I'm scared for either of those matchups, honestly. Both of those I think are going to be pretty good. Canada versus China should promise a pretty good match between David Q2 and Dson and CRZ Maki and Z Numbers. Like a lot of actually very good players on this team. Survivor X4 as well. And then, of course, Ukraine for the side of Portugal. Also a pretty interesting match there. Quite a lot of OWC players on their 4-digit World Cup team. And now, we're going to switch over to Sweden versus Norway. Ongoing match.
Suddenly, it's a good bounce. It's going to be 2 FCs, I think, on Sweden. Tony Reno and Skilla against Yokespai, Reed Hoymia, and Frodo, and on Tony W. It's a 4-way. And it's looking like Norway finally finds a 3rd point. This match is so close. Oh my god. And
okay, Reed Hoymia will finally drop, but Anthony W, Yokespai, Frodo all still holding FCs for Norway against just Skilla for Sweden. Reminder, this is seed 7 versus 26. So seed 26 still with a 2-way FC, 3/4 of the way into the map. Anthony W FC 3/4 of the map before finally dropping. Skilla's gonna FC probably, but I don't think it matters. Like,
it's not gonna matter. Frodo finally finds wait. Yokespai is here to match Skilla. One of the greatest old 4-digit players is going to be beating or matching one of the greatest current 4-digit players. And Yokespai has done enough. It's going to be 3-2 in favor of Norway. Well done. And yeah, unfortunately, the other scores on Sweden's not going to be able to pull up. Double 400k on Melwim and Gripe. Not going to be backing up Skilla here.
And before this, by the way, Norway's 2 points in this match were won by 18k and 42k. One of the 2 points for Sweden was won by 32k. So this has been extremely close match so far. We got the quick 5-0 out of the way, and now we're on to an extremely close back and forth match between these two teams. So looks like so far the mechanics picked by Sweden, or at least aim mechanics picked by Sweden. Speed picked by Norway, and then the tech pick in Nomad 4 just picked up now. We do see a couple of bans here. The Nomad 3 banned by Sweden and the Hidden one banned by Norway. So neither team wanting the alt aim control alive in this match, as either of them, I guess, wanting to go up against the other team on maybe just something that both teams are a little worse at. I'm not quite sure. I'm a little surprised to see either of these teams ban out that skill set, especially with how good the Nomad 4 was from both squads.
Yeah.
Once again, the roster for Sweden, seed number 7 out of qualifiers, is Fika, OK1, Skilla, Melwem, Felrion, Tony Reno, Grippe, Couch, and Phelan. Very close to their OWC roster recently, which was, I believe, top 12 in the OS World Cup 2023. And as for Norway, the roster is Yokespy, Anthony W, Flims, Frodo, Hunder, Nerda, Ole Brum, and Reed Horimiya. I don't know who Ole Brum is, and I think Reed Horimiya is, Disaster. All pretty good 4-digit players on both teams, honestly. Feels weird calling Skilla a 4-digit player. That guy should not be here, but
it's okay.
Like
Yokespy is already... This is what Yokespy deserves after being 4-digit for so long.
Yeah, this guy's got like 12 badges.
I think Melwem also de-ranked into Sweden as well. He was also a 3-digit, so... And no surprise to see I'm going to be picking the 3rd aim map in a row, because Melwem, very strong aim players alongside Tony Reno and Skilla. And on the flip side, now we're going to be having Yokespy and Tony W. Probably seeing a photo as well. I'd be surprised if we didn't play this aim.
Yeah.
He's like drastically improved over the years, so...
Once again, probably Skilla on the Hidden. I would have to think Tony Reno probably taking the Hard Rock, either Hard Rock or Hidden Hard Rock. I don't know if Sweden goes double Hidden or goes 1 Hard Rock, 1 Hidden Hard Rock, 1 Hidden. But you're probably taking a Hidden Hard Rock on somebody just so that somebody can go Nomad on this. Yeah, it's AR9, but the density's not that big of a deal, so... Similar story for Norway, honestly. It looks like Yokespy actually swapping out, which I wouldn't be too surprised about. Like, Yokespy is a very good player, but he's also just not a mechanics player, and there goes Frodo. So, give me Frodo instead of Yokespy on this for Norway. Also a little surprised to see Anthony W in, usually in for kind of the tech stuff, but generally a good Nomad player. So if he goes Nomad on this and everybody else takes a mod, I think that's also completely fine. Or kind of expect, not completely fine. I think they'll probably be just fine on this regardless, but expected is the right word there.
Felvion, classic name, gonna be in for the old A map. My goat. It's been a while since got to see him come back. Now we're just waiting for Knots to come back as well, but I don't know if that's happening ever.
That guy might be gone. That guy might be out of here.
He might be fully done. Anyways, gonna be Felvion on the Nomad with Tony Reno and Skill on Hidden, and Melwem on the Hard Rock against Frodo and Honda on Hard Rock with Anthony W on the Hidden. And Reed Horimiya on the Nomad. And both of these also look really strong on this, but this Sweden roster, this is like some bread and butter. Tony Reno, Skill are very good hidden name players, as Anthony W and Honda are gonna find double misses. Oh, this Sweden roster on aim is actually terrifying, I'm not gonna lie.
Early miss here for Tony Reno and Melwem, though, both breaking right before the first streams there. And now Felria and Skilla on the full combos by themselves. Reed Horimi going to be dropping on the Nomad from Norway. That is not what you want to see from the Nomad player. And that was just Frodo on the Hard Rock FC for Norway versus the Hidden FC and Nomad FC for Sweden. Felrian slider breaks the long slider. Actually, no way. Why are the Nomad players dropping on this map, bro? What happened? Skilla still FC on Hidden, Frodo on the Hard Rock, but better supporting combo for Sweden. There goes Melwem as well, so
it's an SS.
But yeah, it's GG. Skilla's...
Yeah. I don't know if he's ever missed on this. But Skilla is just way too comfortable on this. Hidden SS on it, like, whatever, man. Well played. He's going to be securing Sweden their 3rd point of the match. Nobody on Norway even close to matching this Hidden SS. He is 300k above everyone in the lobby, actually.
Yeah, a lot of close maps in this match so far. This one, not too close. Not too close this time.
He just SS.
He just double S with him. That's, yeah.
All right. Well, when you're the best player in 4WC, maybe that's supposed to be expected. Well done to Skilla.
Yeah.
Nobody's even surprised. No, like if this is another guy's like, oh my god, this guy SS is like, well,
he SS, but it's also Skilla, so you know,
Yeah. Well, congratulations on the Skilla for that SS. Still, like, phenomenally good score. Not trying to downplay it at all. Just crediting how strong of a player he is. To the point where not many people are surprised at all. Anyways, back onto Norway's pick. I don't even know how Frodo... I don't even know how Skilla translated what Frodo said. I cannot read that at all.
That just says nice SS with a missing space and misspelled nice.
If I meant something like, yeah, something else completely. But anyways, back onto Norway's pick. Still a lot of options into Sweden. Still have the free mod 2, which I think is actually very good. You know, winning the Rhythm Nomad 4 tech pick and also getting a Nomad 3 banned against you kind of leads me into thinking free mod to be very good. Also Hidden to Nomad 5. I mean, you have 2 reading picks at your disposal. You get Skilla, but you have Yolkspie. And if those two can match each other, I feel like Norway might just have the upper edge of players like Antony W on the reading. No Marcus though, which is a bit of a detriment for sure.
Okay, DT1 also works though. Yolkspie actually a very good high ER DT reading player. Like,
it does make sense. I was a little worried because, like, you know, you lost 3 aim picks, so picking a 4th aim pick into Sweden feels a little disingenuous. Especially when it's the last pick of your match.
Yeah, this is your last pick is a little weird. I mean, maybe you would have had to play this regardless, but like, I don't know. It's a little weird. I mean, it's not a normal aim map, that's for sure. Like a lot of the other picks so far for Sweden have been kind of basic mechanics, right? Nomad 1, Hard Rock 1, Free Mod 1 are all like extremely straightforward maps. Yeah, the Free Mod 1 is pretty old, but I don't think it matters all that much because it's still an extremely straightforward old map. And same thing for the Nomad 1, Hard Rock 1. They're relatively new maps, very straightforward. Whereas this is a lot more awkward, a lot more slider aim, a lot more reading focus with the higher approach rate. And a lot less like just basic mechanics focus, right? This is lower star rating than any of those other aim picks that we've seen so far, even Nomad for the Free Mod 1. So
it's a little gimmicky for sure. We're going to be seeing Gripe, Melwem, Skilla, and Felrion come in against Honda, Reed Hormia, Frodo, and Yolkspie. So no Antony W, which is a little scary for Norway. One of your star players not going to be in. And still going to be having, you know, Melwem and Skilla have been playing pretty much every map, and Felrion as well. And Gripe. So excited to see how these guys do. Not too sure where the other players on Sweden are, like Saika or Phelan. But I guess they don't really play this anyways. So, and from what I could tell, Phelan's still retired. He just joined the team for fun. I don't know if he's actually playing Osu.
I don't think they play this sort of DT1 anyway, so probably fine without him. Really missed for Hunder, by the way, on the side of Norway. Yeah. Reed Mia, Frodo, Yolkspie all still on the FC.
And these misses are kind of important, actually. Like, usually you say, like, oh, early misses don't matter, but Reed Hoyme gonna find a miss on a 1 minute map? Like, that is a pretty big score detriment already. Map is not long at all. And there goes Skilla, actually, which is a kind of an uncharacteristic miss as well as Felvion.
Another miss to come through for Reed Horimiya as well, though. Under on a good recovery is going to make those misses from Reed Horimiya not matter quite as much, but just putting the onus on the rest of Team Norway to pop off here. Double FC to double FC right now. Just the
oh my god!
There's another miss for Skilla. Yolkspy also missing here is actually so bad for Norway. Grippe and Mellum still holding the double FC. It's Hunter and Frodo versus those two on Sweden. And another miss for Skilla to come through.
Oh, what's going on? He's playing so many misses here. Yeah. But his teammates are still holding on, which is what really matters. Like, Mellum and Grippe making up the difference despite Skilla finding so many early misses. And there was Frodo, which is almost going to seal the deal for a while. 100k score gap now. Felvion and Mellum going to miss this, so it's Honda versus Grippe. And there goes Grippe as well, so just Honda against no one. It's going to shift over instantly.
Yeah, it went from a 100k score lead for Sweden now to a 100k score lead for Norway. Frodo's going to find another miss, but as long as Hunter keeps up the combo, it's just not going to matter. Yolkspy and Reed Horimiya on very good recoveries as well now. Hunter will miss, and it still won't matter because of those extra combos from Reed Horimiya and Yolkspy. Both of them doing very, very well in the back half of this map. And the lowest score on Norway, 600k from Reed Horimiya, 650k or so by the end of the map. Actually, even higher, 675k. By the end of the map. Really, really solid run. Better than either Felrion or Skilla on Sweden. So bit dicey there through most of the pick, but the last third or quarter of the map or so looking very, very good for Norway on this one.
Yeah, that kind of was just like a non-expected performance of Skilla. I feel like 500k is really low for him on this type of map, or any map in general for a lower sub pool. So him not being able to pop off with the FC yet again suddenly means Norway's going to get another point. And we're finally back on to Sweden. No aim maps really left. I mean, Hard Rock 2, I guess, is really the last aim pick, but it is Precision Tech, as we've talked about previously in the matches. And Hidden 2 is also technically an aim map, but that's gated by Air 8. So it depends if you have the players really to do that. Obviously, Skilla can do it, but we'll be seeing if players like Saika as well, finally coming in, might be looking towards stuff like Hidden 2 here. Yeah. Reading picks look like to be in a deadlock. Neither team wants to pick Reading into Skilla or Yolkspy. Because, like, both teams have one extremely strong Reading player and then a couple secondary Reading players, but they're not even that comfortable. And even after the secondary players, they don't really have, like, the other players just don't play Reading, right? You have Saika, who plays Reading a bit. You have Felvion as well. And on the flip side of Norway, you have players like Antoli W, who can also do Reading. But you have like players like Frodo and Reed Hoyme, who I don't believe play Reading at all, and same with Melvin. Or Grippe. So it's a little bit of a tough pick. Obviously, if you had Phelan here, Reading is an easy pick, I feel, but I have no idea if he's even playing the match.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, this is just, it's going to be a tough last pick regardless. I feel like maybe you almost want to go something like the, I don't know. You picked 3 basic aim mechanics maps in a row now. So it's so hard to feel comfortable picking into anything else in this pool, right? Nothing else left is the same as what you've won on so far. Whereas for Norway, they kind of diversified a little bit with the Nomad 4 after the DT3 Fremod 3, and we're comfortable picking into something like the DT1. They're just going to go Hard Rock again, which is the only like force modded pick that they've won so far. Can't say I dislike it, but can't say it feels particularly good after losing the Nomad 4 to Norway, but that pick was also extremely close, so like maybe it works out, maybe it ends up being a fine pick. This is an extremely close match, by the way, for 7 versus 26. You expect Seed 7 to win, you know, 75-80% of the time, something like that. So for this to be, at best, a tiebreaker win for Sweden is already a testament to just how good Norway can be on these lower star rating pools. And now with this Hard Rock 2, it's something that they have a good chance of winning as well.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
All right, roster's coming in. We have Hunter, Anthony W, Frodo, and Flames for Norway. No Yolks Pie on the tech map. Yeah, it's Hard Rock, but like Yolks Pie can read high AR. Like that's not usually an issue. So a little surprised to not see him in on this, even despite it being precision, just because I kind of expect him to play most of the maps outside of just pure speed. Psycho Melem and Grippe in for Sweden right now. Maybe we see Skilla come in as the last member just because you kind of expect him to purple lobby. But if it's not going to be him, I think just one of the other Hard Rock players on their roster should be good.
Yeah, we'll see how these players do. No, yeah, going to be filling similar rosters like they've previously. I don't know if Flems is in over Yolks Pie. That'd be kind of surprising. I guess it's a little streamy, and we saw Karate struggle with it in the other match, and Karate's tapping is of similar quality to Yolks Pie from what I could tell. But it is taking away his star player. Of course, you have still Anthony W, who's easily another star player on Norway. So we're going to be seeing if he is able to clear out an FC and possibly match Skilla. And we're going to be seeing other players like Melwem, Saika, and Grippe, who also have been historically pretty good at precision. All these players can easily pull out very good scores.
One of the hardest maps in the pool too, one of the highest skill cap maps. As we talked about previously, star rating lies on this pick quite a bit. Precision, Hard Rock, Tech is something that very few players are going to be super comfortable on. Grippe already finding a miss. Hunder, Saika, Flames already all missing. 4 full combos left in the lobby, 2 for each team. Make that 3 in total, 1 for Norway with Anthony W finding the miss. Melwem also finding a miss now, so it's Skilla and Frodo, the only 2 FCs left. Slightly better score for Sweden overall, just maybe the accuracy here as relatively low AC overall for Norway. Frodo on the full combo, low accuracy then on Skilla with near 99 there for Sweden. It's just 1 FC to 1, and that's it. Going into the second half of the map, it stops being so slider focused and starts being a little bit more flow-aim focused here as we get into the back half of this Hard Rock 2 pick. How long can each of these FCs hold? I feel like that's all that really matters right now. The other misses are just being traded back and forth by both teams over and over again, and it's a 50k score lead for Sweden, just on a knife's edge here between Skilla and Frodo, and those are the only 2 big combos right now. Hunder and Melem actually also on pretty big recovery combos here. Slightly more combo for Anthony W over any of the recoveries on Sweden as well. So now the score lead actually back the way of Norway, regardless of the accuracy for Skilla on the FC. 1% up over Frodo, but it's not going to matter. Hunder matching Melem and Anthony W unmatched on the supporting combo otherwise. Frodo misses at the very end, but it's not going to matter. Melem will trade it, and that is a break point for Norway and an upset for Seed 26 over Seed 7 in the round of 32.
Hold on, a historic performance. Going to be able to match Skilla on the Hard Rock precision pick. And that's going to be securing Norway with the upset against Sweden 5-3. Congratulations to Yolks Pie and friends, who are going to be able to take it on a huge upset. Skilla, despite FCing almost every map they played, it's not going to be enough. And very well played to Norway, who definitely came in looking like the more well-rounded team today.
Well-rounded is a good way to put it. I mean, the 3 wins for Sweden were on Nomad 1, Hard 1, Free Mod 1. All the basic aim consistency maps. And Norway diversifying the wins a little bit. Wins on speed, wins on tech, and wins on the kind of awkward aim, slider, high approach rate reading DT1. It just makes them seem like a more well-rounded team, like a team that has a few more skill sets properly filled out with their roster. And early stage, that tends to be extremely important because the vast majority of players in this tournament can play a pool at a 6.5 star level, right? It's only when it comes down to those later stages that the skill cap on particular members really starts mattering. And so Norway, with that consistency early on and with that well-rounded roster early on, doing massive work here, getting the upset.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. And well, thank you guys all for watching.
Yeah, that's going to be it for now. Thanks for watching. As Kevin said, thanks to Kevin for the cast and James for the stream.
Thank you too.
We're going to have another match coming up. 30 minutes
30
from now.
minutes.
Chile
I
versus
don't know
Spain.
who's casting this, but we'll see you guys later.
Before we go, quick shout out also to Blue Bunny, the sponsor for 4-Digit World Cup this year. You can check out Blue Bunny on their website. I believe it's bluebunny.site, but there should be a command in chat for that. And I know 4-Digit World Cup also has a code to use on their site. They sell tablet covers, very similar to Foxbox. So go check those out for some high-quality tablet covers, and also support 4-Digit World Cup with Blue Bunny's products. Thanks, everyone, for watching once again. Tune back in 30 minutes from now for Spain versus Chile. See you all soon.
Bye, everyone.